You too can now make your own Comfrey Gel.
Well, you know, oils and salves, you know, they do work, but let's face it, they're greasy. And if you're worried about getting oil on your clothes or your furniture, this is when you need to make a Comfrey Gel. See that? You see it, it goes on. Then it's going to dry in just a very few minutes. I'm starting out with making some strong comfrey tea. I've picked some comfrey leaves. You can use dried. I dry wilted them, and I'm ready to add it to the hot water. And if you had this all crumbled up real nice, it'd probably be about a tablespoon. Okay, now I'm going to let this steep for 10 minutes.
I would have used more comfrey in my strong comfrey tea. We're in a great drought right now, and my comfrey is barely alive. Matter of fact, I have lost all of my plants except this one. Now, if you have plenty of comfrey, go ahead and use a full-size leaf.
While this is steeping, I really thought I had some echinacea alcohol. Anytime you're using comfrey, you want to put an antimicrobial with it. And I just thought I had all kinds of echinacea tincture, and it seemed like all these bottles are empty. So I had to look around to see what else I had, and lo and behold, I've got some peppermint alcohol tincture that I have not strained yet. So I'm going to strain this, and I'll use this as my alcohol, as my antimicrobial alcohol tincture that I'm putting in it. Okay, so I know this is I made this back in June, so this is plenty strong, and I'm just going to strain it real quick. Clean lid to put on this until I find. I'm going to put this in a dark colored bottle, but for right now, I'm just going to put a lid on it while we're doing this, while we're making this Comfrey Gel.
Now, peppermint is well known as an herb for the respiratory and digestive system, but did you know it is also an antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and a pain reliever? Sounds like a perfect combination to me.
Now, while this is continuing to steep, I'm also going to make up my xanthum gum, which is what's going to make it thicken up for my gel. Now, sometimes, you know, you can get it from the cosmetic place or candle places. They'll have this. Or you can really get it in the grocery stores, health food stores. This is Bob's Red Mill xanthum gum. So you can get it in plenty of places. Okay, so I've got my little bit of glycerin. You can see this is not very much. Then I'm going to add my xanthum gum to it. Give that a good stir. Okay, I've strained my comfrey tea that I made, and now I've got about 5 ounces of tea here, which I don't need the whole thing. So I've got about 125 grams. Now you can see how thin it is, and I'm going to add my xanthum gum. Okay, and we're going to stir this for a good 2 minutes. Okay, now you can see how thick that is. Now, I don't know if you can make it thinner or thicker depending on how much of the xanthum gum you get. But now I want to add a teaspoon or maybe 2 teaspoons of my peppermint alcohol tincture. Okay, now I'm going to stir that up real good in here. Now, instead of the comfrey tea leaves, I could have made it the root. When you use the root, it really makes everything dark. this stirred in right here. I'm ready to add some Comfrey glycerine. Now I've got many videos on my YouTube channel telling how to make a glycerine, from the old-fashioned way that takes 2 to 4 weeks to the sealed simmered method, even if you want to use the magical butter machine. Put that in there. And now, because this is water-based, I have to use a preservative. And you can tell it doesn't take much. And this is Optium Plus. It's also known as sorbic acid plus 2PF. So, you get all this. You could put this in a jar, but I really don't want to be sticking my hands into it. So I've got one of these Malibu or Tidal bottles, and of course it's not going to stand on its end. So I've taken a cup and put some paper towels around it to keep it straight. Okay. Now I'm going to let this completely cool before I come back and put a cap on it. Okay, now when you buy your Malibu or Tidal bottles, as they are called, you have a choice of lids which have different size openings. You can see how much larger this opening is than this opening. And so it's going to depend on how thick you made your gel, which size of these lids do you want.
Now, of course, you can use any type of lotion bottle that you prefer. And you can support my channel on Amazon. This is my new book that's out on making natural skincare and has links to the YouTube videos. Now, this recipe is not in my new book, but there are recipes for making alcohol, glycerin tinctures, infused oils, lotion, sugar scrubs, body butter, lotion bars, natural sunscreen, menthol sticks and ointments, and hand sanitizer. And you might be an herbalist if you now make Comfrey Gel instead of an oil or a salve. Now, this homemade gel will have a shelf life of about 8 months, and it would be longer if you keep it in the refrigerator. Like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss any more of these fantastic herbal recipes.